out by two people who don't have any money for buying this car. I was actually called stupid for investing my disposable cash into this car. Now, one of the reasons that I show you receipts is we have a mindset problem in the community. People need to see something to believe that it's real. So I show you the cars, I show you the money, I show you the ATM receipts, I show you all of that stuff to prove my thesis. And this is my thesis. You are better off if you're in the income zone, the danger zone, number one, less than $50,000 per year. You're better off starting a small business that makes $1,500 per month, $375 per week, $18,000 per year, then investing in cryptocurrency, then investing in the stock market, because here's some research that I've done. Here's some things I've come up with. I've really done the number. I've crunched the numbers. The average Robinhood account holder account size is $1,000 to $5,000. The average E-Trade account size is about $70K. The average Merrill Lynch account size is $320,000. And the average Schwab account is about $420,000. Now, why is this important? Well, when you look at the number of people who have money invested, the average 60-year-old who has invested in the stock market for decades has a portfolio of around $210,000. 210. They're investing. They're putting their money away. They're making their. But here's the problem. Here's the problem, my people. They don't have enough money to become an investor of significance. They don't have enough money. They're not in a position to invest enough money where they can actually move the needle. And yes, that is a helicopter pad right there. Someone that lives there has a helicopter. And one of the things, because I'm zooming in on it, I almost went down for it. I almost landed on the helicopter pad, but I was like, that would have been doing too much. But once again, anyone that is trying to get you to invest in cryptocurrency has an agenda. They want you to invest in cryptocurrency. They don't want you to invest in yourself. They don't want you to create a business. They don't want you to actually know what real money is. Because let's go ahead and let's say you listen to my advice. You listen to what I'm telling you. In year one, you start your small business, you make $18,000. Year two, you tweak it a little bit and you make $36,000. You still have your job. We're not quitting our jobs. We're not quitting our jobs. I'm not going to lie to you that, because essentially by keeping your job and starting this business and deploying the do more principle, you're going to have more money, and you're going to find that your life is going to change quite a bit, because you do this for 5 years. Year one, 18,000. Year two, 36,000. And let's say it takes you 5 years to get up to $50,000 on top of your job income. You have a long-term emergency fund. You have a short-term emergency fund. You have a family operating account. You're riding around in vehicles that are paid off, and you have cash money in the bank. So this year, you've been putting money, you've been following the roadmap that I've outlaid for you, and you have like $60,000, $70,000 cash in the bank, no debt, and now you're in the position, even at this $50,000 per year, you're now in a position to invest $2,000 a month, which will give you a six-figure portfolio in 4 years. Now, why is that important? Remember what I just told you? The average 60-year-old with an investment portfolio The account size is $210,000. So in 4 years, you will have half of what the average typical investor will have after decades of investing. Decades. Once again, I have a thesis. If you're in danger zone number 1, if you're in danger zone number 2, you're better served by starting a small business. And once again, I'm not dropping eye-popping numbers. Do you know that many people, an additional $500 per month would be a game changer? An additional $500 per month. Just an additional $500 per month. It would be a game changer. It would be so much of a difference in their lives. It would create so much life. It will be such a big thing in their lives. It will create economic harmony. Because here's the truth of the matter. Many of your favorite YouTubers, until they start getting this YouTube money, they don't make any money. They don't make any money. They don't make any money. During one of my live streams, someone said, I doubt these people have ever done a cashier's check for $100K. I've done it quite a few times. I've done it. You know why? Because I have a financial device that makes money. And I want you to join me in creating a financial device that makes money so you can have what I like to call spendable cash. See, this is my thesis. All right, so you go ahead and you put money away in the stock market for 40 years. That's money you can't touch. That's money you cannot use. What I am trying to do is help you guys get to the point where you can make enough money to enjoy your life, plus create additional cash flow where you're able to invest money, where you're able to create a life of design and intent, where you're able to have paid off cars in your garage. And also, I'm about to go here. You be in a position to pay off your house early. All of these people with all of this financial advice are giving you theory. They're giving you 100% theory. They're not giving you real world advice. They're not giving you real world advice like I am. I'm giving you practical wisdom, practical experience that has come from me being in business 21 years and making money. That's what I'm giving you guys. And right now, I feel that the person who made that video, they're sick and tired because you know what I'm doing? I'm inoculating people with the truth. You're being vaccinated with the truth that you could go ahead and invest your $200 to $300 a month at age 35, and it's not really going to amount to a lot of money. Let's go ahead and walk through my thesis. Let's say you're age 26 years old, and you have a job and you make $35,000 a year, and you have a wife and she works and she makes $25,000. So together y'all bring in $60K. So you go ahead and you listen to me and you start a small business, and that first year you make $375 per week, which comes up to an additional $1,500 per month, $18,000 per year. So you went from $60,000 as a combined income to $78,000. Then you actually worked very hard. You kept your job. We did not quit our jobs. This is a lie that you're going to quit your job and do this little income hack and have all this free time. It is a lie. You and your wife, you're going to work hard. And in that third year, you made an additional $40,000. It's not impossible with a business. You can leverage a business to those kind of numbers. You can go from 18,000 to 40,000 in 3 years pretty quickly. So now you and your wife, with her 25,000, you and your $35,000 a year job, and now with your $40,000 a year business, you're making six figures. You're making six figures. And now you're deploying all of the practical examples. We don't finance cars. You don't have a car payment. You don't have credit card payment. And that year 3, you made that $40,000 and you didn't have no bills other than your rent or mortgage. You know how much money you now have in the bank? You got like $50,000, $60,000 in the bank. You're in a position to become an investor of significance. Once again, I don't hate cryptocurrency. I hate the religious fever that's around cryptocurrency, as if it's going to solve all of your problems, and it's not. It's not. Once again, if you're in danger zone, number 1. If you're in danger zone, number 2. You're better off starting a small business than investing. And many people say, why can't you do both? I'm going to tell you why you can't do both. You need to focus. There are people out there that are trying to work a job and they're trying to deploy an additional $200 to $300 per month in some type of investment. And it's not going to add up to a lot of money. It's just simply not. It's not. So with this thesis that I'm presenting to you, crunch the numbers, I've done the research. I want you guys to be healthy. I want you guys to have money. I want you guys to drive what you want to drive. I want you guys to live where you want to live. I want you to be able to take a vacation and not be freaking out because now you got these bills that you got to pay. I want you to live well. I want you to join me becoming a corporate citizen. I want you to join me in becoming an owner, owning something, like all of these people in these houses. I guarantee you there's a lot of owners down there, a lot of investors of significance, a lot of business owners, a lot of people living that good life in that big fancy house with the pool, minutes away from downtown Atlanta, but it's like they living in the suburbs because they have space and acreage. Their kids can walk around the neighborhood and don't have to worry about the snatcher man or being molested or raped or plucked from the streets because these neighborhoods are safe. You want to know why they're safe? Because everybody in the neighborhood making money. There's no need to commit crime. There's no need to rob anybody because everybody eating good. I want you to join me in becoming a corporate citizen. I want you to join me in coming, in getting this together, in building, in creating something, in becoming an investor of significance, becoming a business owner, becoming someone in your family that's respectable because you have money, you have privilege. All right? So we are about to start this live stream. I thought I would do this a little different, put this up to influence you, to motivate you, to show you how I'm living. Because see, next time somebody go ahead and drop some on YouTube, ask them these questions in the comments. Does this work for you? Are you living well? Are you making cash? Because like I said, everyone's like investments, getting rentals. The average real estate investor on YouTube don't have no money. The average real estate investor doesn't have any money. They don't have no cash. They're playing the long game, which could be good, but once again, you want to be a millionaire in 40, 50 years? Or do you want to be a millionaire in 10 years? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? All right, so let us begin with this live stream. What is going on, people? What is going on? What is up? An additional $500 a month is not transformative. We need to have a healthy respect for money. Transformative money is money that allows one to make immediate moves and changes in their lifestyle. Anton Morris, I'm going to vigorously disagree with you because an additional $500 a month is an additional $6,000 a month, $6,000 a year. The average 42% of America makes $18,000 a year. $500 a month would be transformative for those people. For 42% of Americans. Know the numbers, man. Know the numbers. What is going on? What is going on? Yes, yes. All right, pick World 3. That's the thing. That's the thing. All right, so here we go with the announcements. Fun fact. Tomorrow we start the boot camp. Starts at 3 p.m. tomorrow. I've sent out emails. I hooked up everyone. And the price of the Art of Holding goes up tomorrow. So you can get in tonight. And also, fun fact, I tried to sign up for Turo last night. And for some reason, I am ineligible. I am restricted. I've emailed support. I had a chat with support. They're supposed to be looking into it. I've not heard anything from them. So we may have to go with another business. I don't know. I found that very interesting. I have no accidents, DUIs, or anything on my driver's license. I don't understand why I'm being restricted, but we will continue on with that. Also, for those of you with drones, you can insure your drone with State Farm. I went ahead and insured my second drone with State Farm, and I'm going to insure the main drone because let me tell you, I have my first drone from 2017, and I've noticed that there is a big difference in distance. I can go way further with the new drone than I can with the old drone. So I'm probably going to sell that, and I'm probably going to get 2 newer drones. But I can insure my drone with State Farm for $75 per year. Get total replacement. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Liquidity. What's up, corporate citizens? A lot of people want to push back on the thesis that I'm putting out. And to the people who want to push back, you haven't done the research that I've done. Because this is what this live stream's about. If you're in the danger zone, and over 70% of America is in the danger zone. Now, what is the danger zone? The danger zone is you make $50,000 a year or less. You are in a state of lack of income. I mean, it's not unless you got like a crack habit or something like that. That's not really your problem. You don't really have a spending problem. You just don't have enough money. 70% of America just doesn't have enough money. They're in the danger zone of $50,000 a year and less. $60,000 a year, $50,000 a year or less. And what I want to talk about is I've seen a bunch of people move toward investing in the stock market. And one of those strategies of investing in the stock market is dividend stock. And I can't see it because someone put up a screenshot of his dividend stock portfolio, $272,000 in this portfolio with an income of $5,000. And I'm just sitting there like, what is the fascination with this dividend stock portfolio stuff?
Andre Jeek, he has a YouTube channel, he has like 1 million subscribers. He built his YouTube channel off of a dividend stock portfolio. He had 200,000 when he started. And this is a strange fact. Even though Andre Jeek built his YouTube channel off of dividend stock portfolio, and last year he made $1.7 million, he did not throw $1 million into his dividend stock portfolio. Andre, why didn't you? I mean, this is what you've been talking about. These juicy dividends, these juicy dividends. Why didn't you? Because like essentially after taxes, you would have had $1 million. I don't understand why you were not throwing like $80K a month into your dividend stock portfolio. Because, you know, based upon my math, he should have a dividend stock portfolio of 1.2 million right now. And then next year he should put another million and another million, and he should have like a 3 or 4 million. But he didn't do that. He chose to put money in Bitcoin. He chose to put his money elsewhere other than a dividend stock portfolio. I wonder why. No, I don't wonder why. Because he can get better returns elsewhere. That's why he did not put his money in the dividend stock portfolio. Because he can get better returns elsewhere. And this is one of the things that is so perplexing about me, because I did the research. You know, the average 60-year-old with a brokerage account, the brokerage account size is $210,000. This is somebody who's been investing in the stock market for decades. $210,000. $210,000, you know? No, I didn't even put the vehicles in there. It's just once I put my driver's license in there, it was restricted. Following trends? I don't know, man. I don't know. Path of least resistance? Because, like, let me go ahead and give you the sauce. And this is something we're going to get into, because the first week of the Fast Start Boot Camp is going to be about mindset, because I got to put together some training how to think like a corporate citizen. Because when I saw, like, this is my thinking. All right, let's say you were an average American, okay? And you made $35,000 a year. You were married to your wife. She made $30,000. So together as a couple, y'all made $65,000 a year. After taxes, and let's say taxes is going to hit you across the head for 15. So that's going to leave you $50,000, or about $4,000 a month of spendable cash. And let's say you have the average rent, utility, rent, or mortgage, $1,500. Let's say you have 2 car payments, $500 each. That's $2,500 out of that $4,000. Then you go to the grocery store, $500 for the grocery store. That's $3,000. Then gas and other stuff. So you would be better served starting a small business. And let me be 100% clear. We're not talking about you starting a small business and making what some of these YouTube scams are talking about, $15,000, $30,000 a month. No, you ain't making that on your job. So, you know, let's say you start a small business, $375 per week, which is really doable. You can achieve it. eBay, Craigslist, YouTube. There's so many ways you can do that. So you make $375 per week, $1,500 per month, $18,000 per year. So now that you have a small business, guess what? Guess what? That $65,000, you and your wife, and that $15K, you're going to get probably half of that $15K back. Probably going to get half of that back because you have a small business, you have deductions. And you're probably going to pay $3,000 in taxes. So you're going to get 7 back. So that's going to put you to $57,000. You're going to pay $3,000 on the 18. So it's going to put you at 57, 60, 57 plus 10, 67. That's going to put you at $72,000. So that's going to increase your income $22,000 per year. That is going to be better than you investing in Bitcoin. That's going to be better than you investing in dividend stocks. That's going to be better than you investing in stock market. Because what you do is increase your spendable cash exponentially. And I've been doing a lot of research and all this stuff with the stock market and putting money away for decades. Yes, if you start putting $100 away a month at 18 to about 55, you will be a millionaire. 28, 38, 48, 58. So 45 years. 45 years. If you start early and you're consistent and diligent with that, that will make you a millionaire. 45 years. 45 years. I'm about to say something. Hold on. People I talked to just found out Tesla and Amazon blowing up make Musk and billionaires. They mix up founder stock with public stock ownership. Fluid flows, this is one of the things, because someone tried to put that argument, that the owners' stock is what made them billionaires. No, being founders and getting so much stock, because that's the only way you can get that kind of stock. That's the only way you can get that level of stock is to be the founder. That's the only way. So you still have to start the company. I just had 1,500 in payouts from eBay this week alone. Richest of the niches, man. Vintage gaming. Hey. Because essentially, that Regina, I'm serious because I am just sick and tired of this investment narrative when the people they're talking to are not in a position to be investors. They don't have enough money. On top of my $800 weekly paycheck. Hey, that's how you get ahead, Anthony Johnson. People don't do the numbers. Apparently so. Man, I don't really care because essentially I've done my research. I got my numbers. And here's the thing. You know who owns 84% of the stock? The 1%. So the other 16% of stock is spread across the bottom half of America. 84% of stock is owned by the 1%. 84%. So let's go ahead with the numbers. Half of America, 47%, isn't even in the stock market. Okay? So let's go ahead and talk about the people who are in the stock market. 90% of the people in the stock market don't have a significant position in the stock market. They don't have a significant position in the stock market. So let's go back to my example. So you start your small business. Once again, $1,500 a month. We're not talking earth-shattering numbers. We're not talking about you working crazy hours. You could still take weekends off. You could still take family vacations. You could still do all this stuff. So that first year, you increase your spendable cash to $22,000. So what you're going to do first 2 years, like the first year you make $1,500 a month. The next year you inch it up to $2,000 a month. Not a big jump. So your first year you made $22,000. Your second year you made $25,000. So what does this do? This gets you out the position of having car payments. And this gets you in the position of having a long-term emergency fund. This gets you in the position of retiring debt. So the first 2 years, you're getting out of the American credit indoctrination system. So now you, in year 2 of your business, you've got more spendable cash. Now you have cash money in the bank. You have paid off cars. So year 3, you go ahead and now your small business is doing $2,500 per month. Year 3, $2,500 per month, which is $30,000 a year. So now you can take all of your small business income. Once again, you keep your job, your wife keeps her job, and now you could put $30,000 a year into the market. Oh, magical things will start to happen because in 3 years, so now let's go to year 6. And let's say year 6, your small business is making 4,000. Once again, none of this internet crap stuff where you go from making nothing to 15. No, 4,000 a month. So your small business is making $50,000 a year in year 6. Year 6. And you went ahead and decided to put that $50,000 into investments. So you've been investing from year 3 to year 6. So you got year 2, year 3, 4, and 5. So you've got $90,000 into your investment account, and now you're going to put $50,000 into it. Let's fast forward up there to year 10. In year 10, your small business is making $100K. $100K. But already your portfolio is about $350. So once again, now what you're going to do is dump that whole $100K into your investments. Year 10. So from year 10 to year 20, 20 years, you got your small business. Your small business makes and goes up every year. So in year 20, your small business is doing like $200K a year. It took you 20 years to go from $1,500 a month to you're doing about $200K a year. You're doing about $20,000 a month or $18,000 a month. And now at this point, your investment portfolio is 7 figures. You have no debt because essentially, I don't really think that most of America is in a position to be an investor. I don't think so. All right, James Anderson, do it. The 1,500 more in the stimulus, absolutely. I mean, because I'm just literally, I have seen channels literally blow up over dividend stock, and is the presumption that you don't have to do nothing is such an attractive that you're going to take these pathetic, because someone said that these returns are good. I don't invest in stocks, so I don't really have a firm understanding of what's a good return or not a good return, so I'm not going to go into that argument. But what I'm going to say is you have the option of investing $200 or $300 per month, $3,000 a year into a dividend stock, or you have the option of creating a small business that makes $1,500 per month. And it gives you deductions. It gives you all kinds of deductions and stuff. I mean, the small business, and once again, I'm not talking about earth-shattering money. I'm talking about you start a small business and it takes you 20 years to get to $200K a year with your small business. At this point, your house is paid off. You don't have any debt and you got a 7-figure portfolio. That's the way to play the game. Mark 12. Yeah, the danger zone, because essentially most people are unaware. Because once again, the stock market marketing department is, Terry Emilio, to her credit, she was making money in the stock market, but how did she make $10 million in 1 year? It wasn't from the stock market. It was from a business. It was from a business. Once again, man, this is where most people are, Evie. This is where most people are. They're trying to be an investor while having car notes, while having debt, while having little money. It's crazy. Man, like I said, this investment talk, like it's really heated up because of COVID and Robinhood. Anthony Johnson, well, the Toro business, because good thing I did not buy a car, because I was going to go out and buy 3 cars this week. And good thing I didn't do that, because it doesn't look like, I don't know. I'm going to wait and see what they say. People don't want to wait 6 years. They want it in 6 minutes. That's true. Yeah, because essentially what I'm going to stop doing is saving money. Since I have such a good cash flow position, I'm going to take the money in my personal account and invest it in a small business to illustrate my principles for the fast business WUSA. Yeah, I was looking at Zipcar and some other stuff, so we will see. But we will see. Oh yeah, you definitely do create more stuff. You do create more money, but essentially, I want to create a movement of small business owners. Once again, like I said, 1,500. I'm not talking about 10,000 a month. I'm not talking about 15,000 a month. I am talking about um 10, 1,500 per month to start. 1,500 per. I honestly feel. I mean, back in the day, essentially you could do 1,500 month net profit off eBay. And I'm not even talking about spending like, you might spend an additional 10 hours a week on that. Maybe, just depending on how you set it up. You could do that with Craigslist, you could do that with a small service business, you could do that with a lot of stuff. Well, I'm going to look into it because I got to go ahead and get this small business. I got like a week because the first week of the boot camp is going to be mindset and thinking like a corporate citizen. So that's what that's going to be. People would end up cashing their stock. I actually know someone who did not have a long-term emergency fund, who did not believe in having cash. He put all his cash into investments, and his wife got cancer. And guess what? He had to sell all his investments at a loss. All of them. Hey, save money, save money. She's also graduated from MIT. She has access to the MIT club in New York City. That's huge. Yeah, because MIT had guys, like, you can Google this. MIT had guys who would go to Vegas and they were card counters. And they would sit there and count cards and win a lot of money in Vegas. And a lot of them got banned from the casinos from that MIT. Google MIT. Let's see. Let me tell you what MIT. MIT blackjack team. The MIT blackjack team was a group of students and ex-students from Massachusetts. How a team of students beat out the casinos. Yeah, you can Google this. Google the MIT blackjack team. These MIT students went to Vegas and they were card counters and they used science and math to win in Vegas. Once again, I'm not going to really speculate. I don't know anything about stocks, so I'm not. I have no clue. Yeah, like I said, I'm focused on this business thing, man. I'm focused on this business thing. That 1,500 a month, like that would be a game changer for most of America that's in the danger zone. I know this because, years and years ago, I remember I made like 2,200 bucks my first month on eBay. And this was years ago. So I know you could do it. Great movies about that scandal. What's going on? What's up? Casino kids from MIT. You've been doing a lot of debunking the crypto and stock board. Like, they can come from me because I have the truth and I have research and I have the numbers. When I found out that even people who are investing in the stock market don't have a significant position, and that the 1% of America owns 84% of stock, I'm like, wait a minute. All this stuff about stock, investing. When you really look at who's doing investing, it's the usual suspects. It's the 1%. It's the doctors, it's the attorneys, it's the dentists, it's the people with high incomes who are ruling the investing world, not your normal average day Joe and Bob and Susie. It ain't them. It ain't them. The movie is called 21, about those kids. Good movie too. All right. Yeah, because essentially, there's a lot of, because essentially when you get to the uber intelligent, and intelligence is a genetic trait that's passed down. Like, if your mom and dad's smart, there's a good chance that you're going to be smart. And if your mom and dad are in the middle class, it's a good chance you're going to be in the middle class. If your mom and dad are rich, it's a good George W. Bush, not the smartest knife in the drawer. Dude became president of the United States. Yes, you can do it, man. And this is one of the things. You could do it when you know how many decks they used initially before the split and can estimate where the cut was done. Yeah, these guys were card counters and they got banned from these casinos. Investing without extreme financial muscle is like trying to hoop in the NBA under 5'11". You could try it, but it'd be very hard. Since Allen Iverson and what was it, Muggsy Bogues, the dude that was 5'7" that could dunk. I don't think there's any short guys in the NBA right now. I don't think so. I think you're extremely correct, Vanley. But essentially, we're going to be working on this thesis because the people who come for me, the people who say I'm stupid for buying a Porsche and I should have bought some Bitcoin, don't understand the game that I'm playing. They're playing a game that isn't predicated on cash flow. They're playing the game that isn't incumbent upon cash flow. They're playing the game that is, they ain't playing the same game. They're playing what I like to call the hope game. I hope that this Bitcoin goes up. I hope that this stock goes up. I hope. Let me see, because there's rumors that Bitcoin is supposed to crack 100K. Let's see, price of Bitcoin. So it's at 58,000. We will see, because we got 9 more months in the year, so we will see. Nate Robinson, Spudweb. Spudweb was the exception. Outliers. Because essentially, this is what many people are predicating. Because Savage Finance, I got a conversation going on about dividend stock. I honestly don't see the appeal of a dividend stock. I can see it as a tactic. Like, if I had, I may move when I get to my multiple millions of dollars in savings, I may move that to a dividend stock because I can liquidate that within a week and get my cash, and I can get a higher return than the bank will give me. From a short-term thing like that, I can see how dividend stock can be useful. But here's the math on the average investor. The average 60-year-old who's been investing in the stock market for decades has a brokerage account of $210,000. This is someone who's been investing in the stock market. You want to know why their brokerage account is so small? They ain't have no money. They ain't have no money. If you go ahead, keep your job. Once again, I have to keep saying that because one of the things with many of these YouTube advertisements is you quit your job in 30 days. And you can be free. And you can make all this money. And you can have all this time. Blah, 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 blah. Lies. Just lies. Lies. They're lying to you. They're absolutely lying to you. But if you and your wife buckle down and you keep this small business on the side and increase your income, you can then become an investor of note. I mean, you putting $30,000 a year away in investments, that's going to really rack up really quickly. 5 years, that's $150,000. Principal. That's not gains. That's principal. 10 years, that's 300,000. 20 years, you got $1 million. And let me go ahead and Google this. How many brokerage accounts have $1 million or more in them? Let's see. Almost 1/3 of American adults have investments outside their retirement accounts. Here's the exact numbers. Americans with non-retirement investments. The average account size for Charles Schwab is $350,000. For TD Ameritrade, it's 120-ish. E-Trade, it is 87. Ally Invest is 22. E-Trade's 93. TD Trade's 118. Because I'm trying to find it. Because there was a stat up there. How many brokerage accounts have $1 million or more? Because it was like, all right, here it is. This is November 2008. The number of 401k accounts and RAs with balance of $1 million or more is still climbing. According to Millionaire Head Counts by several big fund families, the number of millionaire 401 accounts alone that failed the environment. The number of savers, I want you to listen to me. This is what it is. The number of savers with $1 million or more in their 401 accounts run by Fidelity rose to 187,000. So if we go across all of the brokerages, we're talking about 750,000 that have $1 million in them. Out of like 30% of America, 30% of America is like 100 million people. So 30% of America has brokerage accounts, and like 750,000 have $1 million or more out of 100 million accounts. That's not even 1%. It's not even 1%. Pretty much, Van Lee, they don't look at that. What is going on? Well, clearly, I've seen a lot of women glow up on YouTube with small businesses aimed at women. Well, I don't know. I don't think 100,000 will equal a million. You know, in a bad situation, 100K would be like 300, maybe 400,000. So you will get that kind of leverage. But you know, once again, just some food for thought. Just some food for thought. So tomorrow we begin with the boot camp, and let me go ahead and tell you, the boot camp lessons are going to be like 30 minutes because I was thinking I don't want to create an hour-long training and create 2 months because it's going to be like 25 days per month or 24. So we're talking about if I were to go ahead and do these for an hour each day, this would be 50 hours of training. That's a bear. That's a bear for someone to go through. So I'm going to cut it down to 30 minutes and we're going to hit it up. We're going to be quick. We're going to be in and out. We're going to be in and out on these trainings, and the recorded sessions will not be super lengthy because, you know, we got to look at time. Pretty much. So once again, those are the numbers. All right. So once again, if you want to get into the art of holding, you can go ahead and get in there tonight. The price goes up. I will see you guys later. You have a good evening.